Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. There's so much I wanna say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I just wanna lose your love. I don't wanna lose your love tonight. You hate it when you get a song stuck in your head. It's a good song to get stuck in your head, though. The Outfield, I don't know a lot about them. Kind of one of those bands that just have a one-hit wonder, which is Your Love. Messed up on that parking job. Rated as 1. That's crazy. Scar.
Due to TSA regulations.
This is midsection Backlane E31 or so. It's pretty good to be this far if you're parked maybe like in the middle. It's United Lockers right there. It's right by Plaza Premium Lounge. But you can also move the vehicle around too.
Sights, sounds, flavors, and many neighborhoods to discover. There's world-class art in our cultural district. The award-winning Fort Worth Zoo. Discover the modern West in our historic stockyards and nightlife in our new entertainment district, Mule Alley. You get the best of both worlds here in Fort Worth, the unexpected city.
And this is the tail end, which goes all the way to let's see, 37. Maybe 37 way up that way. UFC trainer that left his phone in his son's car, and he trains with UFC. He's from Poland. And I had to help him make some phone calls to try to get his phone back, because they're gonna bring his phone back to Terminal E. It was kind of cool. I told him about the show and the werewolf script and everything. He seemed like a cool guy. He got on my phone and started speaking Polish, you know, trying to get his phone back. He's got an hour before he takes off and flies. So they're gonna try to get his phone. I offered to drive him to try to track down the phone, but his son has it, so he would miss the flight. So he's like kind of stuck there for a minute. Crazy airport story. All right, these right here, the gentleman was from Denver, and he's just flying in. These are in Mansfield. They're $1,100 to $1,300 for a one bedroom. So as little as $1,100. Not too bad, and it's pretty well kept. They've got a great little security gate. They're kind of like off the toll. They kind of remind me a little bit of the ones we had in Carrollton, but this is in Mansfield. I'll get a name in just a minute of the apartment. Regalia or something like that. It's the leasing center. The Mansfield area. Right past, or we're gonna head up Ragland Road. But they had a really cool theater out in Mansfield in the historic district. We used to do plays there. We did The Man Who Came to Dinner. I played banjo. It's back in my 20s. It was a lot of fun. They did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest there, Godspell, all kinds of cool stuff. It was a little theater, had a little popcorn machine. They had like a projector kind of booth looking thing for the control room, you know, to control the lights. And it was kind of the audience was kind of at an angle a little bit, and then the stage was raised. It was kind of a found space. Next door they had a dance room with a piano, a little piano in there to play music. It was a lot of fun. That was kind of our practice space for a while when I was at Wesleyan. We'd do a show there and then do a show at Texas Wesleyan University, go back and forth. Sometimes we'd do like 2 shows at once. It was crazy. So we would rehearse one show at Texas Wesleyan, then we'd run over and rehearse another show at Mansfield Theater. And then we would do the show at Mansfield Theater at night sometimes afterwards. There's in some cases where we would do one show finish up that show a little early, and then drive over to another theater and do another show. I did that one time when I was at Hip Pocket. We were doing R Crumb 3, and we did an early show at a place called Teatro Theater. My friend Rob, who recently exhibited one of his plays at Hip Pocket in one of their workshop experimental weekends, you know. It was called Mariposa Skyway. Rob Vasquez's play was featured there. But anyway, he had a play called Chicken Skin, and we were at a place called Teatro Theater, which is like north side. And we would finish that play, I don't know, maybe like around 6 or 7 or something. Maybe 7:30. I don't remember, because Hip Pocket would have later productions. So we'd already had rehearsed R Crumb 3. So that would launch maybe sometimes as late as 9. And we were able to finish his show from like 7 to 8:30 or something. We did a double feature where we did Chicken Skin and Man 1, Man 2. I wrote Man 1, Man 2. It was one of my originals. And then we'd drive over. I'd drive over to Hip Pocket, and we would do a second show. It's pretty crazy. Those are the crazy days. And then I was still in school too. Don't know how I did all that. But I was in my late 20s. Like, it's kind of weird about Grace, the werewolf screenplay, aka Werevlog. Because sometimes if I'm not in like the mood, I won't like always force myself to do a reading, you know. But the reading is there to kind of observe what has already been written. And it's also a way to kind of maybe come up with other ideas to throw in there along the way. And I've got tons of them. Tons of different ideas to put in there. A lot of the scenes are there just kind of to launch out other ideas, you know, along the way. It's definitely not going to be orthodox approach to filmmaking at all. I think that would be a failed way to go through it. Like, you know, we're only sticking to the script and that's it. You know, I don't want to do that, you know. I do want to stick to the script for certain things, and then like you can kind of read it and realize, okay, this is probably something that's going to launch off into an improv or get them started, you know. So that's why I want to get these really good actors on it. It's kind of an actor script kind of thing. But it's crazy, man. I ran into the UFC trainer guy right there on the sidewalk, and he's from Poland. Like, what's going on? So I think you throw out these ideas, and then they come back to you in real form. It's very strange. And then I run into a famous chef that also practices like boxing and mixed martial arts and also hunts things. Very, very weird, you know. What is this right here? The 30s. It's crazy. But one of the things I wanted to put down, I don't know if I put it down in the script yet, is like really all the characters have their own little like vlog. So, you know, it's kind of an imaginary world, you know, where everyone kind of vlogs. And not everyone's sitting there vlogging, you know, you don't go to the airport and someone like, you know, there's probably some people that might vlog. Or you go to the mall and this guy's like, you know, vlogging, you know, in front of a shoe store or something, you know. But in this script, pretty much everyone has like their own vlog, you know. The werewolf is not really considerate of that. You know, the werewolf kills regardless of your vlog. But it just happens to be the case. That's why it's going to come off as zany and original. And like, what is this about? But one thing I kind of wanted to do is I kind of wanted to approach, this is kind of a crazy film, so I wanted to approach the beginning part as like kind of like a fighting film, you know? This would be like as if you were watching Rocky. Like, this is a really good fighting film. And then it just switches all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, like with no permission asked. You know, 10 years later, Barksville, Texas, werewolf sounds. But, you know, in the beginning part, though, you do have a glimpse of the werewolf. So it kind of, I guess, because I changed the script a little bit, I guess, you know, it goes into a fighting film, and then it, you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're back to the werewolves and the vloggers and things like that. Don't ask me where I got the idea. it was a variation of wanting maybe to write a fighting film and then hearing coyotes in a field. I guess Six Flags is not running today. I hate to be stuck on a ride like that, middle of the ride. What is today anyway? I don't see why Six Flags. Oh, because of the rain. Okay, and the change of weather. They're more of like a summer thing. Notice about road films or vlogging is you have to kind of know the level of the road, because you'll see something cool but the road level will change, and then by the time you turn everything on it becomes like Andy Warhol, you know. It's like what so what? Well, I was trying to get a whole bunch of traffic at this one area right here that you can't really, but and look, and then this gate pulls into the shot, you know. You kind of see it right over here though, before we have to make a turn. Don't recommend this at all, unless you're a die-hard road movie maker. Not in passing at all. You would want to start small and work your way up. Oh well. You'll fail at most of your shots for sure. Like then the traffic kind of gets shorter there. It was like kind of piled up, a lot of traffic, looked kind of cool, but second goes by, boom, and then, you know, you have a shot of a gate passing, but that's okay. I guess I'll live with it. Right, kitty? Yeah. Get a good, what I call Pee Wee Herman character in your story, too. If you don't have, like a doll, you can have like a little doll. This was given to me by Linda. I christened him as Critter the Cat. So if you follow the Please Subscribe show and the Cole Spivey channel, probably you're going to be introduced to Critter the Cat. And then I drew a little body on this Superstar Car Wash one. This is a Superstar Car Wash. Just turned it over. It says "Smell you later," and it's got his like claws on there, and then like his little claws on the bottom right there. So he has, you know, there's his head and there's his body, kind of thing. Consider taking it off, you know, and maybe just keeping that part of it, or getting a whole new one. Don't worry, Critter. I'll save you. I'll put you in an album or something eventually. I'm gonna keep you around for a while. He looks worried sometimes, that's why I like him. Just it's like, hey, I'm dancing. I'm dancing. I'm dancing. I'm dancing. Dancing. All right, number 2. We're probably going to be in Act 2 right now. There's like the first act and the second act, and basically because the camera's so quick and I'm able just to speak, I'm doing like a 2 or 3 act play a day, or a feature, you know, a day. But you know, that's popular now. There are people making 48 hour films, you know, or they're making a film in 2 days. Sometimes it's popular to make a film in a month, you know, or sometimes people will make a film over 6 months or whatever. It depends on the convenience and the amount of money that you have. But they do have a lot of contests where they'll just like, you got 48 hours to write the script, get the cast, and make the film. It's like 2 days, you know. Those are cool. Those are probably cool contests to see. This is more like instantaneous, you know, daily. It's like a daily, as much as I can get out daily. Always compare it, you know, like what Billy Corgan says about the Smashing Pumpkins. Like recently, he wants to be as loud and, you know, hardcore rock, you know, that he wants to get out as much as possible, so it doesn't sound the same as, you know, his music back in the day, where they were a little more careful. I don't know what I meant by that, but meaning it's just a lot of vlogging. This is basically vlogging. Somewhere in there, you know, take what you can get, you know. And like the American flag's gonna come up like right here. You might see it depending on the glare. You miss it. No, it's there, yeah. It's this way right here. Got a Camry, family Toyota. I was watching a little tiny bit of Author with Dudley Moore last night. They were showing it for free. Such a classic. Talk about an exercise in sense memory of being intoxicated. Dudley Moore really did very well at pulling that off, because he was sober, I think, and he did. I could tell he was using sense memory throughout the entire production. Just brilliant production. Pretzels, and got good air conditioning, things like that. Staying at a Airbnb to see the New York Jets play the Cowboys, and maybe a little small conversation about maybe Jerry's name was mentioned once, and you get all the politics off. I was just saying that Prescott, you know, Dak has a great opportunity to take them all the way, just like Aikman did. Now, see, Troy Aikman says, you know, that Romo was the best, the best quarterback ever, and he's obviously saying that to be nice, you know. But Prescott probably has the ability to be probably one of our best quarterbacks for sure, because he has the strength and the power, and of course, you know, the intelligence to do it. It's tough though. The quarterback is always the center of the attention, Usually it's mentioned. And the only thing I usually talk about, because I don't know much about the Cowboys, but you always know the quarterback. At least the name of the quarterback. We've got a real good shot to go to the Super Bowl this year. That's what I was telling him. But this is what I told him. I said, New York Giants, this is going to be like their first official game, other than the preseason game, which we already won, which was pretty much was against the Las Vegas Raiders. And also another thing about the New York Jets is they have not been to a Super Bowl since 1969. So it's not a surefire way to, you know, it's like that thing with Dana Carvey, swing. It's not a surefire way, you know, to say, you know, if they beat the New York Jets that we're definitely going to go to the Super Bowl. But it's a good sign, you know. It's like a pretty good sign. So I'm not saying like, you know, that's 100%, but it maybe, you know. Dream Cafe has a sequel. Did not know that they moved locations. That is incredible. I did not know that. Dream Cafe actually has a sequel right here. This is their other. I used to work for them. I worked for them on the quad, so we're not in the quad right now. One of the Michelin restaurants I think is in that I think that should be a Michelin restaurant is like right over here. It's a sushi restaurant. It's got a lot of awards. I think it might be that one right there, I think. I don't know, I have to check. It's like really, really good sushi. I think they've talked about maybe making a Michelin. I don't know. It may have been the Maj one back there. There's the Whole Foods. Yeah, I know where I'm at now. Whole Foods Market. We maybe do the JFK little thing that I do sometimes, going through the Elm Dealey Plaza exit, maybe. I might not, though. I might go a new way. I like this Crescent Hotel section right here. They're now leasing right here. Yeah, people coming in to see the Cowboys from New York. This happens. Staying at Airbnb. Like 6 or 7 other people. There's the Crescent. Here. Crescent Hotel. There's new construction going on. for a skyrise right there. Maple will probably be a cool one. Well, let me see. Nah, Maple's it's too under construction. That would be actually. Fairmont would probably be an okay one. Boy, I got landed in Hottie City. These rich hottie ladies walking around with dogs. There's Cowboy. There. Cool mural right there. The Marriott Uptown. The random what? The random bobbit provisions. It's home decor place. Turtle Creek area. Some artwork right there. You got like a sculpture that was being made. Some online, those are actually by Uber right there. They're basically like scooters that you can rent. Well, they do. Alright, looks like he is gonna let me over. Old Parkland. And the Scottish Rite. Oh yeah, they do have a new structure. It's Sprinter's covering up though. Beyond that Sprinter right there, there's a new skyrise going up. Other side of the toll. months. Just got tall enough for people to see. Other side of the world, Dallas World Trade. Cultural music. Now, that might be copyrighted. I'm gonna roll that up. You never know. That sounds like a pretty good one. Next thing you know, I'm getting Spanish copyright from some company. They're from Florida. That was actually the building right there, the Salmons building that I was going to do that play with all black cast, Black Orpheus before I left San Antonio. That building. Yeah, they used some of that for a theater space. I'm pretty sure it was that one. Salmons is what they're calling it. A lot of traffic. Between these two, Anatole and the Renaissance. It's usually probably a popular area to cut off because everything else just becomes bland buildings, kind of. Still a cool building.